I'm Matt Bichard here in Dallas for NAREIT's REIT World 2017. Joining me today is Paul McDermott, the President and CEO of Washington REIT. Paul, thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure, Matt. Thank you.
Now, over the past year, the DC metro region and its REIT landscape have changed considerably. In that context, can you describe your company's strategy and what differentiates it from the competition?
I think we have a number of things that really differentiate us, and let's start out with, I think we're for a company our size, we're one of the only companies that we dedicated ourselves to research the moment the new management team took over. We have a research-based approach to capital allocation and value creation. And I think what our research has afforded us to do in terms of opportunities is really try to create, from a broader perspective, analyze the opportunities that are kind of the longer term, broader structural dynamics in terms of demand for both office, multifamily, and retail. And out of that, I think when we would observe the cohorts of what's really driving demand in DC and how we want to set up our portfolio to cater towards, I think it's probably small to mid-sized tenants and really the value conscious, office renter as well as the multifamily renter. And the interesting thing, Matt, that we found out about this is that yes, those are real demand drivers in our region, but it's also probably the three most underserved cohorts in the DC metropolitan region.
Another iconic property in the DC area that you recently purchased earlier this year was an office building within the Watergate Complex. How did you source that deal, and is that a model for what you'd like to do, types of deals you'd like to do in the future?
This was a situation where there was a refinancing coming out, and we went to the seller with an OP unit solution / execution for the tax issues they were going to be facing. We stepped back again. Let's start with the West End. We like the West End. We like what's going on down there in terms of capital going back into that respective submarket. But more importantly, the immediate neighborhood, what's going on around the Watergate Complex. I mean, your next door neighbor is the Kennedy Center. They're undergoing a $100 million renovation right now. We're seeing more retail come into the area. Walkable to Foggy Bottom Metro, good ingress and egress both to Rock Creek Parkway and I-66. So the bones were there. We just felt like it needed a little oomph to get that property to the next level. And I think that's what our team is good at doing, Matt. We saw the opportunity. I think if you look at Silverline Center, if you look at 1775, look at the Army Navy Club that we're doing right now, we like taking on calculated leasing risk. And I think this is where we looked at this asset. We kind of had a vision of restoring it to its luster for the right reasons. But I really felt like there was a good play there. And it's also for tenants that are really looking for something different. I mean, it's one of 3 buildings with panoramic views of the Potomac. Okay, and there aren't a lot of that in DC, so we wanted to capitalize on that. We've modernized the lobby, modernized the systems. We're doing state-of-the-art fitness, conference facilities, again, trying to cater to that swath of tenants. But also, I think there's something special we can do both at the retail level and on the roof that hasn't been done before. And we're going to try to capitalize on that opportunity. I think the other part of the question is, like, can we do more of this? Can we originate more of this? And the answer is yes. I mean, we're aggressively calling on these families. I do think that there are generational gaps in terms of your litmus test for your desire to, own and operate real estate. I think that Washington REIT brings a certain value creation story to these families while providing a tax efficient execution. So yeah, you should expect us to try to do more of these.
Keeping with that sort of theme of opportunities, where do you see the best opportunities for Washington REIT? We've already talked about some of the exciting things you got going on, but if you're looking at 2018 and in the near term, where do you see those opportunities?
Simultaneously, while executing those transactions, we've also really been doing a good job chopping some big logs on the balance sheet side. Our net debt to EBITDA, has gone from the high 7s to the low 6s right now, and I think we're now debt to assets, secured debt to assets, we're just around 3%. So we're trying to position the balance sheet to be able to opportunistically go after some of the deals that we think are coming. We definitely think there are going to be some broken deals coming up, and In addition to all that, I think we have a pretty full pipeline of opportunities that we have been pursuing. The deals take time, but I think fortunately this new team has put together a track record since 14 of delivering and being the local sharpshooter, and I think we've got enough to keep us busy. The last thing I'd say is we still have some assets in the portfolio that haven't reached their inflection point yet, and I think there's an opportunity to create value there for our shareholders also.
Great. Well, it sounds like you're going to be busy, Paul. Thank you so much for joining us.
Matt, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
For more information about NAREIT's REIT world, be sure to visit NAREIT's website, REIT.com.